Coming up on KPBS Evening Edition, a plan to remove traffic from Balboa Park runs into another roadblock.
And a federal judge rules in a case to give civil rights to whales at SeaWorld. KPBS Evening Edition starts now.
Hello, thanks for joining us. I'm Joanne Ferrian.
And I'm Dwayne Brown.
A federal judge has dismissed a lawsuit that claims SeaWorld's killer whales were being treated as slaves. The decision comes 2 days after arguments in the case filed by People for the Ethical Treatment of Animals. SeaWorld said the suit was baseless and that its orcas are not mistreated. PETA says it's not giving up its fight to protect the killer whales.
6 San Diego nonprofits say they will work together to increase the number of permanent immigrant residents applying for U.S. citizenship. From our Fronteras Desk, Adrian Florido joins us from the News Center to tell us what this effort is all about. Adrian, who are these nonprofit groups and why have they decided to work together to increase the number of people applying for citizenship?
Well, they're nonprofits, large and small. They have a heavy presence in the immigrant community here in San Diego. And they got together, they estimated that about 150,000 people in San Diego County are permanent residents who would be eligible for citizenship, but that only about 10% of those people are actually applying every year. So they obviously wanted to get that number up because, if you haven't noticed, this is an election year and only U.S. citizens are eligible to vote.
So this is tied into the election year. And how exactly are they planning to do this?
Well, they're hosting a number of events at facilities around the county to basically try to get immigrants to come out and find out if they are eligible to vote. You have to be a permanent resident, to be citizens, you have to be a permanent resident. And if they are eligible, they're going to have lawyers sort of on site to help people get through the application process then and there. They're not going to charge for the lawyer's services. Immigrants, permanent residents who are hoping to become citizens will still have to pay for the application process, which is about $680. But other than that, they'll get all the help they need to actually apply with the U.S. government.
All right. Adrian Florido from our Fronteras Desk.
Officials in charge of San Diego County's food stamp program says changes are coming after a report that a phone system designed to help people apply for the program is dropping most calls. A study done for the county says the system is hanging up on more than 350,000 calls a month, and people who do get through are left on hold for an average of 30 minutes. The study says the county's Health and Human Services Agency needs more workers and more phone lines. The agency's director says there are plans to add at least 50 more phone lines and nearly 100 more call center workers.
San Diego's next generation of potential innovators got an up-close look at what's possible. Nearly 60 companies who rely on science, technology, engineering, and math were on display at the Del Mar Fairgrounds.
Organizers say this is not a career fair. It's an excitement fair.
If somebody took like an alligator head and stuck it on a fish.
It's a way to get kids excited about learning. It's a way to get teachers like Sheila Krutz excited about what she can do with all the stuff her students learn in class.
And being able to do little mini labs that we don't have the resources for at our school that the students can engage in, which is a really good opportunity.
This is the largest gathering in the science fair's 14-year history. 2,500 students from 42 different schools with a very diverse student body. County Schools Chief Randy Ward says it's important kids see someone they can relate to.
From the south, we got kids from Mountain Empire out in the desert. We have students from the North County, etc. All races, all economic status, as well as exhibitors who are also diverse.
And it's a chance for dozens of companies from SeaWorld to the world's largest biotech company to say, this is how we use the things you're learning in school in San Diego. Rick Beach says the companies chipped in to bring the students, and volunteers worked 8 months to put this on.
It gets kids excited. Some kids get it right away. And then they tell other kids, and it becomes infectious. This is the exhibitors helping the next generation get excited like they did.
Now, the biotech industry in San Diego includes about 1,700 companies. Today, we learn the average salary ranges from $105,000 to $123,000 a year. From an outsider's perspective, the plan to remove cars from the center of Balboa Park is becoming a David and Goliath story. Mayor Jerry Sanders and Qualcomm's founder, Irwin Jacobs, want to make over the park for its centennial celebration in 2015, but a preservationist group has sued to stop the project. Joanne has more on the debate at the Evening Edition Roundtable.
The latest hurdle in this effort to remove traffic and parking from Balboa Park came in the form of a letter from the California State Historic Preservation Office. It was a warning. Quote, this massive project composed of unnecessary, intrusive, and incompatible new construction severely impairs the public's ability to appreciate and understand the National Historic Landmark. Well, joining me in studio are Mark Johnson, an engineer and founder of Civitas, Inc. He is the lead designer for the Plaza de Panama project, and Bruce Coons, founder of Save Our Heritage organization. Thank you both for being here.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Mark Johnson, I want to begin with you. Just remind our audience what your project aims to do.
Sure. Our project aims to remove all the cars from the core of Balboa Park to bring it back to what it was as a pedestrian place in 1915. It's challenging because it's such a complicated place and there are a lot of opinions.
Now, really, Bruce, I think people at home might say, isn't that a good idea? From a historical point of view, you know, there weren't any cars there 100 years ago. Isn't this a good idea?
Well, we support removing the parking from the Plaza de Panama. And just aside, it's not a historic thing. The park was built for cars originally. The only time it didn't have cars were about a year and a half, 1915 and 16. But the park was originally built for cars. But we believe that the Plaza de Panama would be much better if the parking was not in the Plaza de Panama.
You say it was built for parks, but originally wasn't that a pedestrian area, this plaza that we're talking about?
No, the original design had actually parking areas. They decided not to have cars during the exposition because of the amount of people, but afterwards, and including the 35 exposition, they did have cars.
Okay. So we also know that last month a Superior Court judge made a ruling, and it basically said to the city, wait a minute, you're getting ahead of yourselves with this project. We know that we also have Irwin Jacobs involved, of course, founder of Qualcomm, who said, look, I'll spend the money to do this project. And a judge is saying, you aren't following all the rules in terms of the environmental impact study. I think some people, again, might be saying, wait a minute, because we have somebody very powerful and very wealthy willing to foot the bill, is this going through due process, this project, or are we really subjecting it to all of the sort of accountability things that we have in place?
Well, it's certainly being subjected to all the accountability measures in the full process. We have led approximately 150 public outreach meetings at this point. We've just released our draft EIR, which is almost 4,000 pages of documents. And we are working our way through the process through CEQA, going from board to board, getting votes and recommendations, ultimately leading to the City Council.
And of course we believe, and the judge backed it up, that they amounted to pre-approval of the project, and the momentum towards this project was unstoppable, so we can't look at alternatives. And Dr. Jacobs was only going to fund a portion of this project. The rest was going to come from a parking revenue
right.
bond.
I think $25 million. He was going to fund $15 million from the parking garage.
And this introduces paid parking and is one of the first steps of privatizing the park.
So in terms of this most recent development and a letter that somehow it puts in jeopardy the historic status of this park, what does that mean in the end? Why does that matter?
Well, a National Historic Landmark is the very highest honor we can put on any historic site in the country. It's reserved for things like Mount Vernon and Monticello. This is one of our most important sites, and to lose that status would be a huge blow not only to tourism, but also priority for state, local, and federal grants. It would no longer be designated. In fact, the city has refused to designate it locally as well.
Are you worried about the park losing its status?
No, we're not. We think that the improvements that we're making are a great benefit, and on balance is an extremely positive thing for the park that will enhance the historic district.
We believe that the park would be, to present park lovers, would be unrecognizable if this project was put in, with its major road system, its large ditches, the retaining walls, the regrading, the paving, and the plantings. We think it will look like a business park in North County rather than the park we all love.
This has got to be something you're worried about, those concerns?
Well, I don't agree with them.
You think it will retain its historic...
Absolutely. Absolutely. We've worked very hard. If you look at the EIR, you'll find very specific findings in the EIR relative to the historic issues and all the other issues.
So why do you think there is this major difference of opinion?
They don't have the experts on their team that know how to deal with National Historic Landmarks. The State Historic Preservation Officer is also the head of the Advisory Council on Preservation, he's an Obama appointee, and that's a federal agency as well. It is extremely important. You can't introduce all these new materials and destroy eventually what is the essential characteristics of the site.
I want to give Mark the last word because we're running out of time.
Well, in fact, we do, of course, have well-recognized historic experts on our team. And we think that on balance, when the public looks at this in real detail, they'll find the project is very important and worth doing.
Okay, Mark Johnson, Bruce Coons, thank you both for being here.
Thank you, Joanne.
Thank you.
Now, in the interest of full disclosure, Erwin Jacobs, who is a key sponsor of the Plaza de Panama project, is also a major donor to KPBS. Two members of our Fronteras team are setting out on a journey deep into Baja, California. We'll talk with them about the stories they'll be covering in just a moment. Plus, you could call this some fishy research from UC San Diego. Coming up, how a fish that can survive a school of piranhas could mean help for U.S. troops. This is KPBS Evening Edition.
Tonight on KPBS at 8, in an effort to outwit raccoons, are we actually making them smarter? Follow a family of urban raccoons as they navigate the complex world of a big city on Nature. Then at 9, without delicate surgery, there was no hope for two little girls born joined at the head. Follow the step-by-step procedure on Nova. And at 10, the differences between lions and tigers on Inside Nature's Giants. That's tonight on KPBS.
I'm Gwen Eiffel. On the next news hour, Margaret Warner reports from Germany on the Euro debt crisis. That's Wednesday on the PBS NewsHour.
The American people have named PBS the most trusted source of news and public affairs.
For the 8th year in a row.
Trust.
The American people have spoken.
Thank you.
KPBS Evening Edition is made possible by Joan and Erwin Jacobs and by
Today, the Fronteras Desk will embark on a trip south to Baja, California to report on several issues important to the region, and you will have an opportunity to follow them on their travels through Mexico. Joining me with a preview of their journey are reporter Jill Replogo and social media editor Jose Luis Jimenez. Thank you both for being here.
Sure.
So on this journey, you're going to come across several stories. I know you've been researching the area, and one of them is about the real estate bust in northern Mexico. Jill, tell me more about that.
Well, they've had the same problems that we did, especially because a lot of Americans were investing. You know, a lot of people have seen that area between Tijuana and Ensenada that's just full of high-rises. A lot of them are half-built, they never got finished. But there's some interesting consequences of the fact that that sort of crashed. It's had some positive benefits for the environmental movement, which has been able to preserve a bunch of coastal land that was under threat of being developed. And so, you know, they're sort of secretly cheering that this happened.
And also along the way, I know a lot of our audience, they're familiar with this area in terms of being a great place to go and surf. So you're going to check out the surfing, and what do you expect to find?
Well, we're going to this little town way, way, way down there called Scorpion Bay, and it's this epic surf town. Apparently has a wave that you can surf on for, you know, I don't know, 5 minutes or something like that. And competing sort of surf investor groups have been trying to develop a portion of the beach that is the very popular surf break. And so there's a little bit of there's a big legal battle that's been going on there for a long time between those two groups and between the Ejido, which is the communal land group in Mexico that actually owns the land, or maybe now doesn't own the land because they sold it, but that's where it gets messy. So we're going to go check out that whole issue.
Now, Jose, I think for a lot of people at home, this is an area that they're, used to traveling to in terms of tourism and spending a couple of nights. Why did the Fronteras Desk decide that we're going to spend some time, we're going to travel, go a little maybe further south than we're used to? Why this effort?
Well, it started off with Jill coming up with the story idea about the Ejido and the issue with surfing. And then we started talking, and as we started talking, we came up with all these other story ideas of issues that are going on there. For example, the environment. Environmentalists here in San Diego for a long time have understood that what happens in Baja impacts us here in San Diego and in Southern California. So that's how we came up with the idea about the environmental story. And then another story that we're also going to try and pursue down there is the Valle de Guadalupe, which is the winemaking region in Baja California. Probably a lot of our viewers and readers on KPBS.org have been down to that area and explored the wine region. And because of the massive development that has gone on there lately, it is kind of threatening that region because there's a lack of water to irrigate the vineyards to be able to get the wine.
Really, as such a close neighbor to us, we don't really get a lot of coverage coming out of this area, do we?
No, and I think, that's part of the idea as well, that people still have a lot of fear of going down to Mexico. The violence has dropped, significantly in the last few years, and actually there was never a whole lot of violence in southern Baja, and so so we want to go kind of give an update on what's going on. We had the head of tourism from Baja California on the show about a month ago, and he sort of said the same thing too, and maybe there's a lot of misinformation in terms of the region as well.
Yes, actually, you go to people in Ensenada and they complain about Tijuana, that they get all the press, they get the bad press, and because of Tijuana, people don't want to cross through. And they point out things are safe down there in Ensenada. Things are pretty much running as normal. All of the things that you're used to doing down there, you can still do, and you don't without any fear. You can go sport fishing, you can go surfing, you can just go hiking, whatever you want to do, you can still do it down there.
Now, before we go, Jose, I want you to tell the people at home how they can follow you on this road trip.
Yes, we are creating a blog to basically chronicling our travels down there, and you can go to the website fronterasdesk.org/Baja Trip, and every day we'll be posting on there, and you can also follow us on Twitter at Fronteras Desk with the hashtag Baja Trip.
Well, we'll have to have you both back with your stories once you're back home safe. So thank you so much, Jose Jimenez and Jill Rapogo.
This next story is the sort of thing you might expect to see in a low-budget monster movie, a 300-pound fish versus a school of starving piranhas. But KPBS Science and Tech reporter Peggy Pico says San Diego researchers found out why the big fish always wins and how their discovery could help U.S. troops.
The razor-sharp bite of a piranha doesn't even leave a scratch on the plump but tough-skinned Arapaima fish that lives in piranha-infested rivers in the Amazon. Understanding the fish's unique body armor could be the bio-inspiration for making better body armor for troops and others in need of serious protective wear. So researchers at the Jacobs School of Engineering at UC San Diego tested the fish's scales by trying to drill a piranha tooth through them. No luck there. Then a computer microscopically deconstructed the scales and found its secret to security. These diagrams show the overlapping fish scales repel penetration because of an outer hard coating that wraps around rows of collagen fibers stacked in alternating directions, like a pile of plywood. A discovery that shows incredible survival stories of knights in shining armor aren't so fishy after all.
That was science and technology reporter Peggy Pico. UC San Diego researchers are looking at other examples of natural armor as well, like abalone shells and the skin of leatherback turtles. Survivor winner Yul Kwan is on a new adventure, and it's taking him to PBS. We'll talk with him in just a moment. This is KPBS Evening Edition.
What a squandering of talent and possibility.
Tonight has made Bill Clinton the comeback kid.
A definitive look at the man and the president. Clinton on American Experience. Monday, February 20th at 9, only on PBS.
I love KPBS because when I wake up in the morning and that radio station goes on, 89.5 goes on, I know that I am going to get information that I can trust, that I can respect, that I can value, and I know I'm getting the truth.
A man was murdered overnight on Chicago's South Side.
The violent interrupters have one goal in mind: save the life.
And we got over 500 years of prison time at this table. That's a lot of wisdom.
This is unacceptable for me to be holding this young man's obituary. Stop.
Watch a special 2-hour Frontline, Tuesday at 9 on KPBS.
On PBS, where we're going around the country learning how this country works, looking at some of the systems and the networks that make our modern lives possible. So we're looking at like, how does America make food? How do people travel around this country? How do we generate the energy and power to power our lives? And how do we make things?
Now, you're really hands-on in this program. Tell us about some of the things you've actually done so far while taping this show.
Well, if you mean by hands-on, do I get thrown out of airplanes? Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, so the thing that we're trying to do is to trying to see these patterns emerging, right? So basically, a lot of people don't really understand how it is that when you turn on the light switch, the light comes on. Or if you order a Domino's pizza, how do all the ingredients actually arrive at your door at the right time? And so we're trying to show some of these larger networks. And to do that, you have to take an aerial perspective. So half the show is shown from like a super high height on top of a building or from an airplane. And you see these things actually occurring before your eyes. And we use a lot of technology to convey this information that you haven't seen in a way that you haven't seen before.
So what I read, though, is you had to skydive, you had to rappel down a solar windmill, and you are not a fan of heights.
I'm not a fan of heights. You know, I'm terrified of heights, in fact. And they had me parachuting out of an airplane into a cornfield, rappelling down the blade of this giant wind turbine. So it was a scary experience for me. When I'm screaming on TV, I'm not faking it. I'm not acting. It's for real, yeah.
So what is it you hope people will get out of this show?
Well, I think there are a couple of things that I hope people get out of the show. One is an appreciation for the grandeur and the scope of our country and the systems that go on behind the scenes that you don't see to make this country work. Another thing that I hope people will get out of the show is just to get some great information about some of the challenges that we face. You know, we built these great infrastructure that allowed our country to be what it is today. But they are facing a lot of stress. And the question for us is, can we make the right choices and make right investments so that our kids and the kids after them grew up to live in the same country that we enjoy today? And the last thing that I hope people get out of the show is just, you know, the show's about these big systems and infrastructure, but it's really about the people. And I think more than anything else that I got from out of this experience is just talking to so many different people and understanding that we're all really proud to be American. You know, I've talked to people in the Deep South, in Alaska, and metropolitan cities. They all have different backgrounds, different walks of life. But the one thing that unites all of us is this fundamental pride in what it means to be American.
Now, you grew up watching PBS programs. That's in your bio.
Yeah.
And you learned that you're going to be hosting this show. You're coming off the fame of Survivor. You get this gig. How does that feel for you?
It's funny how it worked out, because after Survivor, you know, I wasn't really interested in doing more television. I didn't want to go back on a reality show. But I've always had this passion for PBS. And the reason is my parents immigrated to this country. They were dirt poor. They didn't really speak English, and they didn't have any kind of resources. They couldn't afford to put my brother or me into you know, any kind of like preschool or daycare. So the way that we learned English and the way that we learned how to count was from watching PBS. We watched Sesame Street, 3 to 1 Contact, The Electric Company. And PBS really provided that first rung of opportunities so that we could live the American dream, so that we could work hard, study, go to good schools, and make a life for ourselves. And ultimately, I wanted to give back to PBS by helping out with the show.
What does your family say now that you're on PBS?
They're happy. They were not happy when I went on Survivor. They're like, oh my God, what are you doing? we worked hard and sent you these great schools, you had a great career, and you're throwing it all away. But they love PBS. So when I told them I was going to be on PBS, I sort of rehabilitated my relationship with them.
Well, that's great.
They're not going to disown me anymore.
I do want to let people know at home that you are here in San Diego because you're hosting the Local Heroes Award sponsored by KPBS and the Union Bank, recognizing people in our community who make a difference. And people can go to our website, kpbs.org, to learn more about when your new program airs.
Absolutely.
Thank you so much, Yul Kwon, for being here.
Thank you for having me on the show. I hope you'll like it.
Tonight in our public square, we have a correction. Last week, we told you about a new memorial wall at Camp Pendleton honoring Marines killed in Iraq and Afghanistan. We said the more than 1,100 names on the wall were for Camp Pendleton-based Marines, information provided by the Marine Corps. In fact, the names represent all Marines who have died in Iraq and Afghanistan. And now, a question for you about a segment we aired earlier on the Plaza de Panama project. People on both sides of the debate seem to agree they want traffic removed from Balboa Park. But what's the best plan moving forward? Do you think you know enough to make an informed decision, or would you like to hear more about other options? Write to me, jferrian@kpbs.org, or you can follow us on Twitter and, of course, like us on Facebook. And now let's go back to the news desk where Dwayne has a recap of tonight's top stories.
A federal judge has dismissed a lawsuit against SeaWorld. People for the Ethical Treatment of Animals, PETA, claim the park was treating its killer whales like slaves. SeaWorld says the suit was baseless. PETA says it will still work to protect the whales. And a new report for San Diego County says there are problems with the phone system it uses to take applications for food stamps. The report says the system hangs up on most callers, and the ones who do get through have to wait an average of 30 minutes. The county says it's hiring more staff and installing more phone lines. You can watch and comment on any of the stories you saw tonight on our website, kpbs.org/evening edition. Thanks so much for joining us. You have a great night. We leave you with a look at the forecast.